Hey everybody, it's March, so that means it's Google time. We got a lot of updates. We got stuff about the post office having massive delays, Google My Business having, Google Business Profiles having big old problems, suspended accounts. Let's get into this. All right, everybody, welcome. So we're going to talk about all the stuff that's going on in the Google sphere for small businesses and all that good stuff. So it's March, so that means more small businesses are needing to help verify their business profiles. I'm still not liking that name, business profiles. I liked Google My Business. I thought that was a nice name. That's fine. I'm so used to that. But now they changed it. They also did that with AdWords. It's not AdWords, it's Google Ads, which I actually kind of like better in a way, but I don't mind this one. I don't like this one so much. So Google Business is directly having some issues here. Basically, Google Business is reporting they are having delays up to 3 weeks. Basically, they're not able to keep up with demand, and so they actually took out kind of during 2021, they actually took out the live chat feature, which was a big help that businesses could basically talk via live chat for Google My Business to get fixes. Now they can't do that. Very frustrating. So the only way to contact them is by email. And then by email, you have to wait usually many days for them to get a response that is often, sorry, we denied your request. I've had more businesses report suspensions, suspended accounts, which obviously is very frustrating, but you know, a lot's been going on. So clients are reporting postal mail sweeping across the nation from Columbus, Ohio to St. Louis, Missouri, and beyond. Google relies on the post office to send PIN verifications to businesses. The post office announced service disruptions in 18 states, including Ohio. So there's actually a chart here of the different states that have issues. And actually locally in Columbus, Ohio, for example, there have been post offices with delays, only one person working at certain offices, and the offices have only been open from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. only. So the main lobbies will even be closed. You can't even get in anymore to the post office to mail or drop off packages. Pretty ridiculous, but that is what's going on. Businesses are reporting it's very frustrating because you have to verify your business, but in order to verify, you have to have bills and customers. This hurts a business starting out, and Google suspended more accounts lately. And to verify, you essentially already have to have a business running, so that is obviously very frustrating. We suspect Google suspended more accounts also in light of sweeping AI changes. Google has stated they are able to actually detect AI. So this was a story here that basically Google is able to detect AI. Now this is from November. I believe we covered this prior, but it is pretty interesting, and they've actually kind of gone further. There was an interesting article later which we'll go over about AI and how they kind of feel about it, but Google's actually able to detect that, which is quite interesting. They have systems in place to do that. So we have tons and tons of questions, client questions, like tons, just a whole bunch. But before we get into all those, let's go into the news. So we have a bunch of news articles in here. So thanks AI, Bing saw the largest relevancy jump in search in 2 decades. This is pretty interesting. Bing saw relevancy jump in January of 2018. 2023, January 18th. There was somebody from Microsoft confirmed basically that the AI model used for Bing's core search ranking engine had resulted in improvements to their search. A few weeks ago, something special happened. We applied the AI model to our core search ranking engine, and we saw the largest jump in relevancy in 2 decades. We believe can continue to drive breakthroughs as we improve the models. So there's actually a video there that you can listen to and see exactly what was going on there. Pretty interesting. Another item here is that the Google deadline for GA4 is right around the corner. GA4 is something we've been covering a long time, and it looks like the auto migration is set on February 28th. That is a big deal. A lot of small businesses are going to have to make sure that they are using GA4, the new type of analytics, and we have migrated all of our clients to those, to GA4. So that's something that we do, and we also closely watch. The auto migration, hopefully it'll be okay. We suspect there will be some issues, particularly in conversion tracking and all that stuff too. You never quite know what's going to happen when things actually go live, so to speak, for this migration stuff. So we will monitor this very closely, but it looks like there is Google is basically forcing the auto migration because not enough people are doing it themselves. That's really what it is. Not enough people are doing it. We knew this would happen, but Google is rolling it out, and that's what they should do, honestly. Another item here is that LinkedIn ads actually introduces SEO tools. Pretty interesting for what might be the first time LinkedIn is actually adding SEO tools to their search or to their articles. So you can actually go in, you can update the SEO title, the SEO description under settings for an article in the publishing menu. And that is a big deal. You can actually tweak those because I think Instagram doesn't do that. Facebook obviously doesn't do that. They want to keep you on Facebook. But LinkedIn has strong ties to Bing, because it's Microsoft. Microsoft owns LinkedIn. And so because of that, they actually work together very well. And you can even search LinkedIn articles on Google. So that's actually really positive for LinkedIn. And I think it's good for the platform in general. So good job for doing that. The next article is one of interest, and that was just talking about kind of the dissatisfaction that Google's John Mueller, who is kind of the SEO top guru that everyone in the SEO community talks to or asks questions to. He was writing about content with ChatGPT. He was talking about it. He had a lot of very funny tweets back and forth with people. It's like, I want to publish content on AI. And then he's like, why would you even want to do that? What's the point? And then he's like, well, I want to use AI because it's easy to make stuff. And he's like, why don't you just make stuff? Why don't you just publish good content, not just this for the sake of publishing it? So he's kind of going back and forth. It's kind of funny, and you can read the back and forth, but it's entertaining because it shows Google's kind of overall disdain for AI. Like, why don't you just create good articles? Why are you just creating content to create it? And I get that too, but it shows a little bit of the teeth that Google has and the dealing with SEO and all this stuff. I get it, how they're kind of like frustrated with AI, auto-generated content, all that stuff. So it's an interesting one. Pro tip today is if you're going to make sure that your Google business listings are accurate, do not embellish or have inaccurate content on your listings. Google has increased suspensions on business profiles for content abuse in light of AI creation tools. So make sure that your Google My Business profile is exactly what it represents. Okay, don't embellish things. Be very clear and obvious. Don't go above and beyond that way. If you need help with SEO of your Google Business profile, contact Cal Abundant. The next article is about Google Ads actually using AI in AI-powered search ads. So they're actually using AI to create headlines and descriptions for Google ads, which is kind of interesting. And they said they've seen a 2% increase in conversions. That's probably because a lot of people don't even track conversions right, or there's a lot of issues there. But interesting nonetheless. And to see this, I think they've already done a lot of initiatives with AI. We're personally not fans of it. We've turned off a lot of that automated stuff at the moment. We continue to test, and if it works, we will use it. Now, I will say some of the descriptions and headlines are pretty good. They can be, but we always check them with our clients because sometimes they're not. So you always want to take it with a grain of salt and test. Okay, back to it. We're going to switch gears. So now we're back, and right now what I want to go into are the client questions. So client questions, here we are. So many questions. So many questions. Wow. So many questions. So let's go into it. First question is, thank you for all these questions. I'll try to cover all of them. For more detail, check the website to get the full answers. Number one, do you help with changing my business name for best SEO? Yes, we do, and we've helped others. Number two, should I hire someone to update my website for SEO? I would say yes, and hire Cow Abundant. Why not? That would be great. You know, like why not hire Cow Abundant? So that would be good. And I can't stop this. Okay, good. It died down. Oh my gosh. That was crazy. So yeah, I would say yes, hire someone. Cow Abundant can help to expand that. We actually have people we're adding to our business too, which is a big deal as well. I'm not going to do the cheer again because that was long. But basically we're hiring people, and it's busy, which is great. Always good to have that. So happy to. Now, if I go back into this, I can see, if we want to make our site as sharp as possible for SEO, what should we do? Okay, this is a great question. We have a whole bunch of tips, and we have 2 articles to check out. The top 99 mistakes. Check that out. Read that. See what you think. Write a comment below on it too. And then the top 10 ways to improve. So read both of those, and that should help you a ton. So that's what I recommend. Yeah, I mean, having great user experience is important. Hire Cow Abundant, we say, obviously. But the answer is it depends. Make sure you have an SEO audit going so you know what to fix. And then beyond that, make sure titles and descriptions are optimized. Have great user experience on your site. Test your site. Send your website to other people. That's important. See what they think about it. That's really important. And then also update images, alt text. Have images of people and faces and images that relate to the article that make sense. That's important. Improve site loading speed. That's important. And you can use tools like GTmetrix and Google Page Speed Insights. Clean up your site. If you don't need something, remove it. And if you do need something, put it on your site or improve it. That's important. Add video to your site for maximum impact. I can't stress enough how important video is. So definitely do that. Number 4. What are ways to find the best blog topics? So our pro tip last month covered it, and it was about ChatGPT. Is a great way actually for blog topics, blog questions, stuff like that. The data set's only from 2021, so be advised on that. You can also use Ubersuggest and Keyword.io is another website. Paid tools also help a lot. Cow Abundant can also help with you with blog topics and pillar content pieces, which really help get a lot of traffic. So that is recommended. Speaking of which, we actually had a client this recently say to us, I'm getting too many leads with SEO. Can you help me get less? That was an actual client that said that. So pretty awesome. Next is, should I put the names of local businesses that I work with in my blogs for better rankings? Yes, you should. This is a great way to get yourself part of your business shown and be popular. It's also, let me see here. So yeah, you absolutely want to do that. You want to add local landmarks, even roads, even be more local. Hyper local is very important. Local pictures also help. Tell your story about how you serve the local community, such as working in Short North, in Columbus, Ohio, for example, or we've worked with companies all over Columbus. We work in Columbus, Ohio. We work all over Columbus, Upper Arlington, Dublin, Hilliard, Ohio. Everywhere in Ohio is where we work. And if you're looking for an SEO company in Columbus, Ohio, then contact Cowabundant. There you go. So say that, but for your business. If you're a plumber in Columbus, say, I'm the best plumber in Columbus, Ohio, but be a good plumber. And I'm sure you are. So there you go. And then also mention your location. We're located off Fishinger Road, right off Kenny Road here in Columbus. So as an example, put that on your contact page as well. Number 6, should I add a new side of my business? Should I add a new side of my business as a new website? Okay, so you're integrating, you're adding something to your business that's new. Should I have a new website or add it to my business? So this is a very specific question, but generally speaking, you can do both. You know, it depends is the answer. You want to ask yourself if this is part of your current business or is it an offshoot that is connected, then yeah, you should have it. You can have it on your current website. If it's actually a separate business, you know, separate LLC, separately registered, you want another website, definitely. Generally, adding services should always be part of your existing business, okay? And they should make sense for your business. You know, to even add that from a business perspective, like, why would you do it? You should, you know, think about that. Find a way to incorporate it and look at the top keywords to see how people are searching for your new service as it relates to your current business. If it doesn't relate or it's confusing, then consider not adding it. Okay. Number 7, I really like and want to use ChatGPT. It finds keywords for me. Can I use this on my website? So again, as we've mentioned before, Google has openly stated that they don't use or that they can detect AI content. Bing and Microsoft announced a partnership to buy a large share, and they're already adding it to the Bing core search. So it's already in there. Google is currently releasing ChatGPT similar products. That didn't go so well. You know, people were upset about that. So that didn't work for them. But they're getting better, and honestly, it'll be fine. Like, their AI stuff is already integrated in search a little bit, so answering questions and other things. So, you know, it's gonna be fine that way. But for now, we don't recommend using ChatGPT, although it's possible it could help you with your SEO in the short term. I don't even think that's true. Consider its black hat SEO technique. So Cowabundant uses tried and true white hat SEO techniques. Due to this, we advise our clients not to use it to create articles. We have suggested its use, however, in aiding in the creation of content, generating ideas. You know, what questions can I ask? What information are people looking at? You know, there's a lot of things that you can do that way. So that's okay. But then write the content yourself. For use in social, ChatGPT is actually fine. You can do that in social. So you can use ChatGPT all you want in the social realm, and seems to be fine. They don't seem to mind at all. Just like anything, though, use in moderation and don't abuse its use. You know, it's possible that social media might have issues later with it, but right now I know a lot of people do use that for social media. Number 8, how important is the score in site audits? Should we follow that closely? So technical SEO is important, and the audit score should be followed, but it's not the Bible. You know, it's not the thing that you should just go by, right? Scores on technical SEO and speed tests are guidance, and you should always consult with your SEO pro on how to best optimize your website. Come up with an SEO plan and pick what's best for you, the best option to improve your SEO. So, it's a little vague answer. That's what it says. I would say, how important is the score in site audits? Should you follow that to a T? No, not to a T, to a point. To a point, you should follow it. But it's just a guide. And if, you know, you want to have, I'd say usability is important and just a good site that makes sense. And if it's generating leads, do what works. That's really what's important. consult Cal Abundant for additional help. Question 9. Is monthly okay to post on a blog? Yeah. 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 Monthly's fine. I mean, posting monthly is okay as long as you are producing great quality content that your audience enjoys. You know, that's more than fine. If you can do more often, yeah, you should. But, you know, twice a month would be great. Honestly, a lot of people don't even do that. So, like, just once a month is still okay. If you can measure your analytics and see how often your audience wants content, that can help. If you see rankings drop, then you're like, I need to keep content going every week. We have a podcast that we work with. It basically, they have to keep doing podcasts every week. Otherwise, the audience just drops off like crazy. So, you know, people want it. So that's what you go by. For help with content, contact Cow Abundant. All right. A good question, but a quick question. Do rankings change in Map Pack within a few hours? So if you update things on your Google business listing, the maps, how quick does it change? The Map Pack rankings takes 48 hours generally to update. Google itself says they can take between 10 minutes to 30 days. That's a little vague. That's a little vague, wouldn't you say? Here's some cows. That's a little vague. Yeah, if you're having problems with your listing, contact Cow Abundant. Next question. Should I leave my default title tag the same for all pages or not? We asked Greg Finn from Marketing O'Clock Podcast, and he says, much better to have a title than to not have one. Best yet is to have a great title for all pages. It is a good idea to have something in there by default, but to have great ones you can create for each page. Now that's a horse of a different color. All right. Do you know anything about podcasts? Is there one streaming service that's better than another? For example, Apple over Spotify. Should we name it something in particular based with SEO? Yes, I do know. We do know things about podcasts. We do. We work on a podcast that just celebrated over 150 plus episodes, the Thermostat podcast with Jason Barger. Right down there. You can check that out. Go to the podcast, check out jasonvbarger.com and get the podcast, listen to it, enjoy it. It's about company culture, and if you own a business or anything like that, you should listen to it. So we also help System of Strength set up their podcast. We recommend Libsyn for podcasting. There are others like Podbean out there and others. Libsyn is, for example, a distribution platform that it does on all the platforms. So when you do a podcast, you would want to have a distribution platform that goes across all different channels. That's really important. No, you need to have it on Apple. You need to have it on Google. You need to have it on Spotify. You should be everywhere. Just make it easy for people to listen, and they will. YouTube is great though. Like if you just want to do it's not literally like a podcast. People call it a podcast, but they just put it on YouTube. You can do that. This is technically like a podcast, but it's just on YouTube. We could make this a podcast, and put it out, and maybe we will sometime. But I'd say if you couldn't do any of them, I'd probably just say put it on YouTube, instead. But as a podcast, you want it everywhere. The name of the podcast does help if you call it something descriptive. That makes sense for what you're doing. Look at top podcast names in your category on Google. Listen to them. See, what they are, and go from there. You want to also say your subcategory ideally in there as well. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Question 13, can you help me unsuspend my Google Business Profile Maps listing? Yes, we can. We help local businesses all the time with that. It is a pain right now to do that. Google has delays up to 3 weeks for just basic stuff. Even the simple updates via email are taking multiple days. So it's pretty frustrating, but we are helping, and we do help, and we can get those things done for people. It just takes a while. We do recommend, please do not submit the report yourself. Let us do it. It makes it so much easier overall. So if you have a problem, just contact us. Let us submit the case, because otherwise we're dealing through your email and telling you what to send, because Google only wants to respond to the original case. It's very annoying. So that is a hot tip right there. How long does it take to unsuspend a listing? Typically 3 to 4 weeks, although right now it's been like 2 months. And Google is, I mean, I've heard 3 months. I've heard crazy things longer. So it's just nuts right now how long stuff is taking. What's the process? So the process is you will have to take pictures of your business, your location, signage to verify your listing. You'll have to have a utility bill. This includes photos of your offices with your name on the door, the image outside proving you reside there. You also, you'll have to maybe provide, you will probably utility bills, Secretary of the State documents that proves you're like a registered business, to verify with the actual address on there that matches what you're putting in Google. They're so particular now. So particular. Wow. It's just like nuts, that all the stuff they're doing. And I think it's because of AI and scammers and other things that are happening. So there's a lot to it. So if you have questions, please contact Cow Abundant. You will contact them. You will set up a case. That's what we would want to do for the things I mentioned previously. And then the process has been taking like 2 months lately. If you're suspended, it's taking quite a bit now. So thanks for listening, everyone. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate it. So good job. And if we go now, we're going to go down to some updates here. Charity. This month's charity is Faith Mission. We recommend you join us in support of this great charity that helps homeless people in Columbus, Ohio. They're located downtown Columbus. They're a great organization. They help provide healthcare. They help provide meals. They're really a good organization we recommend. So join us in donating, please, to Faith Mission this month. We also have some great memes to check out. Check out our full web link with all details in the show notes. Please like and subscribe this video. It really helps the channel. So hopefully you can do that. We would appreciate a like and subscribe to the channel. And then also check out the Jason Barger podcast and everything. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe the video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, or check out the website for full detail of all this, and subscribe to the newsletter. Thanks, everybody. Have an awesome March. March on, march into March, March. Okay. See you, everybody.